Hello and welcome everybody. This is the second of the Life Force Qigong myofascial release sequences, and today we're going to have a look and a connection through beautiful soft tissues of the legs and feet, of course including a little bit into the hips, knees, ankles. Just to remind us from session 1 that our presence, our felt sense of being here and now in the body, drawing us in, just to feel everything that's arising, bringing us back into that state of equanimity through breath, feeling, and structure. And as I mentioned, the breath, inhaling, exhaling. Just watching where at certain points of tension or connection we might hold the breath. Again, just notice, release, or just inhale a little bit deeper into that moment, but just keep the breath smoothing out. And it's not a situation where we need to do it now. What we're doing is refining. We're retuning our fascia, we're retuning our body by smoothing everything out, and eventually we find ourselves completely present inside the moment, inside our felt sense, and breath is constantly flowing inwards and outwards, even in those stressful situations. So really we're changing, we're transforming old patterns into new, relaxed, present, juicy patterns. So today, as I mentioned, legs and feet, including ankles, knees, and a little bit of the hips. Today you might require a chair just for a little bit of stability. Most of what we're going to do is stood up, and a ball. This one is a nice semi-hard silicone ball. We're going to use this for the soles of the feet. But whichever density of ball you require, if you have a lot of tension in the feet, you'll find that a nice soft ball like a tennis ball can start you off really well, and eventually you can go deeper and deeper. I also have a set of balls which are really solid, really hard, which eventually what I find is we're no longer pushing our tension into a ball. What's happening is the body creates space as it comes into the ball, as all the joints start to open. So just go with your own feeling at the level that you are, remembering there's no rush. And we're not stretching. What we're doing is we're in the yin tissues. So stretching can be a very yang. I have a shape in my mind. I want to get to a particular point for a reason. But here we're just allowing the body to unlock, to open, to release. And there's a beautiful feeling when we do that the tissues, they just start to separate and release in their own time. But we can't force them to do it. There seems to be a magical situation where we sink into a certain vibration, allow a certain posture or a certain movement to take us into that space, take us into that opening. So just watch that. So there's no real shape we're looking for, but our intention is just to sink in and soften. Okay, so I'm going to place my ball here on the chair as we're going to move through the legs first. So invite us into our standing posture, already connected through in session 1. Feet on the floor, roughly hip distance apart, feet firmly on the ground. Already we're inviting ourselves into groundedness. I love to have no shoes on here. Really feel the earth under your feet. Feel the texture of the earth. Just sink your awareness down and feel that glorious connection of feet onto the earth. Sink down for a moment. You can even take a nice breath all the way through the joints with a sound. Soften the knees, soften the hips, spine, all the way into the feet. And just notice where you land in your feet. You land on the heels, do you land on the balls, or do you land 50-50 in your feet? So just bring yourself into 50-50. So again, we're not on heels, we're not on balls, but we're stable here and now on the earth. So just sink down into the feet. One more time, press from the feet. Inhale, lift up. All the way through the joints, exhale the sound. Just sink down, land 50-50 on your feet. Earth temple, grounded and stable. One more time. This time we can even lift the arms, open the joints of the arms, spine, knees. Inhale. Sink all the way down into the feet. Really feeling that pulse in the feet now, energy and blood flow connecting to the earth. And invite a little bit of openness into the ankles. So it feels like the ankle joints slightly opening. Slight pressure on the feet, lightly lifts the insides of the arches, that flows up into the ankles. And the feeling is, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm in this body, as opposed to just sinking down and creating weight in the joints. So we're already unlocking, opening the legs, dissolving any resistance to being here and now. And then we invite that to flow up into the knees. So we're going to soften the knees. We're not going to lock out the legs. Fascia again doesn't want to be locked out. It's going to take on that shape. Collagen fibers are going to create a nice locked out shape. Here we can just soften the knees and feel a little bounce in the knees. All the way through down into the feet. So really connect with the lower extremities of the legs, feet, knees. Soft juiciness coming through into the legs. And then we feel that raising up into the base of the spine. We slightly tip under the sacrum. So we're going to lightly tilt the hips forward, just till you feel base of the spine softening. Again, it's not a stretch. It's not a forced opening. It's just allow any tension in the base of the spine, taking our awareness, our felt sense into that area. Just feel that opening, softening, which gives support to lift up the spine, up through the crown. So you feel a nice little lift up through the crown. Chin slightly tucks in, opening up through the back of the neck. We bring in the chin slightly. Create that beautiful alignment through the body. Already setting ourselves ready. Any tension is coming to the body and created shapes. And here we're just opening. Arms slightly out from the sides. Release any pressure from the lungs. Feels like we're just holding a golden ball of energy under the arm. Elbows slightly rounded. Wrists are soft, so just check there's no tension in the wrists. Hands and fingers alive. Soften shoulders. Last part, we can sink the breath into the belly. This is going to engage parasympathetic nervous system. So we're already bringing a message into all the fascial tissues that there's no stress, there's no fight flight. We can sink into this moment with relaxation by inhale, expanding lightly the belly. Exhale, belly back towards the spine. Inhale, lightly expand, open. Exhale, few belly breaths. And at the same time as your belly breathing, just scan through the body. Just notice with that belly breath if you can just soften the shoulders a little bit more. Notice if you're holding in any of the joints. Sometimes we can hold the wrist joints when we concentrate. So even soften concentration. Soften the eyes. Defocus the eyes in front, eyes level, but awareness is inside the body. So fascia release, fascia opening is also about alignment. So we're going to align the legs, feet and hips, which is very important. So we can just look down and just notice where your knees are. Are your knees pointing outwards or your knees pointing inwards? Inwards we have this slight feeling of inner collapse. Outwards we've got this overextension of expansion. So here we're just looking to place knees over the two big toes on the middle of the feet. And this is the direction that we're going to move in, knees over the feet. Because if knees are off that way and foot's that way, foot's going that way and knees are going this way. And that brings out of alignment, even standing. So you can imagine each step we take. Really, this opening of the legs, opening of the ankles and the feet is really conditioning us not just for standing but for walking. You'll notice a lot of people when they're in a queue have really bad posture, or when we're on the phones, everything just starts to collapse. But here, when we feel and we're present with this alignment, we can even be on our phone, even be talking, even be washing up in alignment with the fascia, open and present. So knees. So you can actually think of the whole legs, whole feet, knees, ankles, with a mandala of 8 points, like on a compass. So knees, toes, hips pointing north. We have one, which is going to be northeast. So that's the second gate. Third gate is going to be east. Fourth gate is going to be southeast. Fifth gate is going to be to the south, behind us. Sixth is going to be southwest, west, northwest, and north. So then we can see that if one is moving off to the northwest and one is moving down to the south, that we're actually moving in different directions. So just think about this mandala as we move through. And let's just test the mandala. When we understand the myofascial meridians of the body, we have front line, side line, back line. So we have actual energetic meridian and fascial lines all through the 8 gates. And so we can feel which ones are strong and which ones are weaker. We can do this by lightly moving onto the front, north. And then slowly move through all 8 gates, all 8 directions. So then we move around the side of the foot, into the heel, corner of the heel, moving all the way through, into the west. Awareness down into the feet, the ankles, the knees. Just watch if you're holding your breath. So here we're actually establishing a deeper kinesthetic awareness of each of the areas. Sometimes if we have an issue with moving forward in life, we can be sunking the heels. We could have been in an accident, which still there's some energy in this area of the body. So just dissolving and letting those imprints go. And then I invite you to move in the other direction. So move through your compass points, through the 8 gates. Awareness in the soles of the feet. So just notice which areas are open, which areas are soft, which areas are tense. And breathe through all of this information. So again, deepening our kinesthetic awareness. Soft fluidity. And then just coming back to center. Now we're already just feeling how much awareness we have in the feet, knees, legs. Can't tell you how important grounding is. When we place our feet flat on the earth, we're present. Amazing things start to happen. Depression starts to dissolve, anxiety. Fields of vibrational resonance. The earth resonates at 7.6 hertz. Anxiety can move up into higher frequencies, 38, 40, all in the belly. So where do we take our frequency from? This stabilized ground when we sink down to the earth. You just notice how that energy starts to flow up. And we're already just softening, opening, releasing any fight-flight tendencies. Nowhere to run, nowhere to go, just here and now. Open up with the joints, relaxing, softening shoulders. So let's start off. You might want to take the chair here, Or if you have good balance, you might want to just bring your weight into one foot and bring hands up onto the hips. So really just allowing the foot and the leg weight. It's like we're allowing gravity just to elongate the joints. And just explore that leg. So just make movements, swinging, shaking a little into the toes, into the feet, ankles, into the knee. Feel the swing backwards and forwards, also side to side. Keep stable in the standing leg, knee slightly bent. But just allow that swing to start to happen. Keep having a little shake. And you start to feel all the joints just start to separate. And also that link from the toes all the way through the ankle, knee, into the hip. Exhale any tensions. But keep that swing happening. And then we can have a little deeper swing, just backwards and forwards, with a little flick at the end, back and forwards. Again, it's not a kung fu kick, it's just swinging. So we feel all the joints just open and soften. And place that foot onto the ground, flat 50-50 on the foot. Just already notice the difference in the two legs energetically and also through the felt sense. Don't know about you, but this leg and the joints to me, it's all tingling, it all feels very soft and open. It's kind of saying hello in a beautiful way. And this leg now is saying, hey, what about me? Please bring me into it. So let's place our hand on the other hip. Stabilize through the standing leg. Lift up the leg. Allow the joints just to soften and open. Maybe a little shake. Exhale with a shake. And just start to play. So much of this fascia release opening is discovery. It's areas that might have become numb. You might not have even know they become numb, hence the term numbness. We're not aware that they're holding, they've become numb. So here we're just playing. Playing, feeling, swinging, allowing gravity just to sink through the joints, starting to swing. Feeling toes, ankles, knees, soften, release. Swinging backwards and forwards, a little flick to the front, a little flick to the back, sides. Just allow it all to move. Feels so good. And place that foot back on the ground. Now feel both legs tingling, joints nicely open. When we start to lightly stimulate the joints, you'll feel this energy, this bioenergy, blood flowing back through the joints. Very simple, deep, soft exercises. Okay, so now let's stabilize ourselves. Again, you can support yourself with a chair, or if you have good balance, you can just sink down into the foot. So what we're going to do here is we're going to lift up the knee, sink down, raise the knee. So what we're doing is just circling joints, circling through the knee. So on the inhale, it feels like the knee is floating up. On the exhale, we gain range of motion. So as opposed to just swinging, which didn't really have much form to it, here we're just creating form. So the last swinging was unlinking any tight change, and here we're giving a bit more form back in. You can really lift up your knee without contracting any muscle. It's just releasing, just opening. change directions. So we're actually following direction of movement that we do in life. Each step we take, here we're just going back through those motions, but with intention, connection, softness, presence in the breath. Place that foot down on the ground. Yeah, and just notice what's happening with your leg. From that open looseness I had before now, I have this sense of some structure, some form, but without tension. And my mind is quiet, meaning I don't have a shape. I have a feeling inside my leg. Okay, let's do the other side. Root yourself into the foot, lifting, raising, circling with the breath. It can be very soft, it can just be millimeters. Raising, sinking down. Raising up, sinking down, or just very small motions. Almost feels like the joints are floating. Still with a sense of discovery with the motion. Feeling all the tissues in the front of the leg, all the tissues at the back of the leg. Change directions. Inhale, lift and open. Really important to be with the breath. You notice in the gym, the strain of holding. Here we've got the freedom of exhale and release. Place the feet down on the ground. A little shake through the legs, shake through the knees, shake out. Even when we're releasing, we take on a little bit of tension, so we keep resetting the legs. Reground, sinking to the earth. Just notice the feet, knees. Like all of these sessions, each part of the process we sink deeper and deeper. So let's do a little bit of joint conditioning and opening. So placing the hands on the knees, feet together. So what we're inviting ourselves to do is place the hands on the knees. And consciously, with the awareness inside the knees and the ankles, we rotate through the knees and the ankles. It's an exercise that many of us have done before. But for many of us, the big difference here is placing the awareness inside the joints. Saying hello to your joints. And just feeling what's happening inside there. Each step we've ever taken, each step we will ever take, just bringing it all back into the moment. Soft fluid motion. We're inviting energy, blood flow into the joints, ankles, knees, the connection into the soles of the feet. And then change directions. And here we can actually start to breathe in and out of the knees and the ankles. So exhale, any tension out of the joints. Inhale, fresh prana from around the space. Bioenergy flowing through the joints. Exhale the old, inhale the new. And come up to standing. Yeah, a little shake out. So let's work now through the four main gates, the sort of tissues of the leg. Again, it's not a stretch. So just softness. You can support yourself on the chair, or you can just stand freely. So here we're going to work on the lateral side. So with the lateral side, we're just going to place the foot on the ground. And we feel that connection all the way through the hip, down through the knee, into the ankle. You can place the hand on the hip. Inhale, deep into the tissues. Exhale. Sink down and play. A little bit of twist. A little bit of movement into that area. Again, intention. not to go as far as we can and stress beyond our limit, but just to breathe the tissues. Feel that lateral side. Just soften and release. We feel an elasticity. That's the elastin coming in to support the collagen fibers. It's good to have strong collagen, but the balance is the elasticity, the fluidity, that spring back motion that we had when we were children. Oh, exhaling any tension. Remember not to hold, sink down, release. Come up, we'll shake through. Place the foot on the ground. As always, just notice how the lateral side of all the tissues of the leg feel. Okay, with the breath, let's do to the other side. So rooting yourself into the other leg. Place the leg just on the other side. And even if you can just go a little bit with all these exercises, just go to where you feel comfortable. If we go beyond our limit, the body starts to protect itself from us. And here we're trying to create a relationship, divine relationship with our own body. Inhale, exhale, sink down. So all those points in time. And I invite you, when you're standing in a queue, or just standing talking to somebody, just notice your posture. Notice where you are on your feet. Are you in your heels or you grounded 50-50? Exhale, sink down. Inhale, lift up. So from the top of the hip, through the lateral line, into the knee, into the ankle, into the foot. Exhale. Sink down and through. Making sure you've touched all the way through. Again, it's not mechanical movement, it's a feeling movement into soft organic tissues. Shake out. Come back to standing. Once again, feeling that connection through lateral side of the legs. And my lateral side feels more awake than the medial side, the inner side. So let's do a little bit of medial opening. So just gain a little bit of opening through your legs. Again, you can support yourself with the chair, or you can support your hands on your thighs here. So when we sink down, on the exhale, so let's take an inhale. And exhale, we sink down. So we invite the inside of the leg just to open. Again, it's not a kung fu stretch where we sink all the way down and push. It's just a soft invitation to all the tissues at the inside of the leg just to soften and open. And you feel that line from the groin, inside of the knee, into the ankle. Breathing through that feeling. Medial line of the leg, always supporting, so the body feels supported. Exhale, inhale. Lift on the inhale, exhale. Sink down. Support yourself on the chair if you require, or just bring yourself, heel toe yourself back up. You'll shake out again through the leg. Bring yourself back into your felt sense. Lateral line, awake and alive. Medial line, awake and alive. Front line, back line. So let's go to the other side. You can support yourself if you require. Open your legs a little bit. So we're going to sink down into the other leg. Inhale. Even before we move, we place our felt sense awareness into the areas of tissues. So the body knows where we're already coming, inviting. We can already feel, is it happy for me to come? Yes, exhale. Sink down. Inside of the groin, knee, ankle. Support through the knees. Light twisting through with the breath. So again, touching on all the areas. Feel front of my groin, back, all the way through the insides of the knee, medial line, all the way through into the ankle. Again, slightly moving up, sinking down, touching in all the areas. Exhale, inhale. Once again, support. Heel toe your way back up. I'm just feeling the legs. Wow, this lateral side, medial side, are very awake and alive. Okay, so let's do a bit of connection through front and the back. So supporting ourselves through the other leg this time. So we take our knee, inhale, lift the knee up, as if we're cycling it, and then raise up to the back. So really we're just moving through extension, flexion, as if we're cycling. So feel that lift out through the tissues, and all the way back. Different from the swing, here we're purposefully creating that motion. It's almost like we're walking up a mountain. Get a sense of discovery through our motion. Release through the ankle and through the feet. Shake out through the leg. Come back into our standing. Just feel that leg. So now I feel lateral, medial, front and back, all in alignment, all supporting each other. All the 8 gates, all the way down through into the foot. Feel very harmonious, open and alive. So let's bring the hand up onto the hip, hand up onto the chair. If you require, support yourself. Root down into the other foot. Inhale. Exhale. Little swing back, so we're just exploring that range of motion. Let me show you from the side. When we're working with functional fascial alignment, fascial opening, a lot of the out of alignment comes from motions that we constantly carry out in life. If they're out of alignment, the collagen has grown into out of alignment form. So here we're just repeating the form, but with alignment, presence, and awareness. And shake out. Come back to standing, place your feet on the earth. Okay, so now we've got this wonderful feeling, legs stable, grounded in the earth. Let's go a little bit deeper into the joints here. So either stabilize yourself with the chair, place your hands on the hips, bring your weight into one leg. Bring the feet together, raise the leg up in front of the body. We're going to make just small circles through the hips. So actually if you place your hand on your hip, you can get a beautiful juicy movement. And then we bring circling into the ankle with the breath. And the last part is we fan all the toes. See all the fascia, soles of the feet, spreading and opening. You can feel that opening through into the knee, all the way through into the hip. Inhale. Almost feels like you want to grab life with your toes. And change directions. Inhale, open. Circulating. Fanning the toes, feeling the fascia, plantar fascia on the soles of the feet. Softening and opening. And shake. As if you had something sticky on your toes and you're flicking all the way off through your toes. One place, foot down on the ground. Deeper aliveness, deeper connection, soft but stable. This is a great thing about when we open up fascia. It's not that we're going to a jelly state, so we feel open but supported. The support comes from now, we have the bioenergy flowing through the body to support us. With just enough blood flow to support the bioenergy. A balance of yin and yang. Yin is blood, yang is the energy. Okay, hands on the hips, bring the feet together, lift the foot out, spiral through the hip, into the ankle, fan the toes with the breath. Really feel that opening with the breath. Keep the vibration soft and fluid. Ground it through the foot. Change directions. And shake out. Shake out through the legs if you had something sticky on your toes. Shake through. Shake, shake, shake. And just come back for a moment into standing. Feet flat on the ground, knees soft, sacrum slightly tucked under. Spine open. Crown lifting. Chin slightly tucked in. Arms slightly out from the side. Shoulders relaxed. Breath in the belly. Just feel for a moment. Scan the whole of your legs, ankles, knees and feet. Now let's move deeper into the feet, opening up all the tissues, front and back. So we can turn around to the side, support yourself on your front foot, slightly bend the knee, come up onto the tops of your toes. So just lightly place them, then inhale, exhale, just sink the knee down. And you can lightly just sink a little bit back. So you feel the front of the foot soften. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Sink down, sink the knee down. You can start to spiral through the foot. Again, a little motion side to side. Making sure the full range of connection through into the toes, into the feet, ankles. Breathing through tops of the feet. Noticing your breath. You start to release the feet. It can be a strong area for holding the breath. So much of that tension in the body originates in the soles of the feet. Okay, so let's come up to the bottoms of the toes. And we circle through the bottoms of the toes. Sink the knee. Make sure the plantar fascia on the sole of the feet rises up. You circulate around. Exhale. Breathe through the soles of your feet. Keep feeling, keep breathing. Allowing soles of the feet just to soften into the ankles. Wow. Exhale. Shake out that foot. Oh, amazing. This one I find for me, as I open this every day, by the end of the day we hold these tensions in the body. And as we release them, even before we go to sleep, sleep is better. Relaxation comes easier. We spend so much time on our feet. So let's go to the other foot. Support the knee. Lightly up onto the back of the toes. Inhale. Exhale. Sink down. Inhale, lift. You can create a slight lean back. You feel all the way through the groin area, inaugural groove, knee, ankle. And then you start to play. Sides of the foot. Big toe area. Ooh. Keep breathing. Awareness stays in the feet and the toes, alignment through the body. Amazing. Oof. There's part of me that would love to do this all day. And there's part of me that's almost happy to step into the next part. So, bottoms of the toes. Again, ground yourself. Stabilize through the foot. Sink the knee down. So you feel the back of the foot lift up. Plantar fascia with the breath. Spiraling around. Into the knee, into the foot, both directions as well. Just keep different ranges of movement, exploring, releasing, opening, little twists here and there. Just go with the way your body guides you. So much of this is about our body intelligence guiding and saying, yes, just there. Thank you. Okay, shake out. All the way into the toes, all the way into the feet. So next part, we're going to take our ball. So here we take the ball. Place the ball on the ground. Just place the ball underneath your foot. So we're going to start by inhaling, exhaling. Just press and start to roll very softly. So start softly at first. Inhale, exhale. Press down. All the way through the bottoms of the feet. Into the heels, roll into the heels, take us into the side of the foot, keep breathing. Again, you might notice the touching area, and this area could lead all the way up to something in the shoulder. So here we exhale and press lightly down, move through into the outside of the foot. Exhale, outer edge of the foot, lateral line. So imagining this goes all the way up, shoulder inside of the head. So just working through all the soles of the foot, heel, sides of the foot. Each time sink down, you can start to press a little harder. But not if something contracts. When we press, we're looking for something to open and release. If something starts to tense, You're going in the opposite direction. So just back off a little bit. Exhale, sink down, push. And then what we can do here is we can take the ball all the way up into kidney 1 point, just into the dip in the sole of the foot. We take an inhale, exhale, as if we're grabbing hold of the ball. So you can see all the knuckles of the foot spreading over the top of the foot, releasing. Inhale, exhale, press down. Inhale, release, exhale, press. So this time we take an inhale, exhale, push, and then roll that super deep all the way into the heel. Let's do that one more time, back to the front of the foot. Inhale. Exhale, press down, grab the ball, white knuckles, exhale, all the way along the sole of the foot. One last time. Back to the front, release, everything's soft, inhale, exhale, push down, knuckles, white, grab with the toes, exhale, slightly different position as we roll it all the way back to the heel. Wow. Release. Shake out. Shake the whole bottom of the foot. And then just place the bottom of the foot on the ground. Come back into standing. Just feel the whole foot connection into the earth. Through the ankle, through the knee. Sink shoulder. And again, just feeling the differences between the side that we've opened and the side we've still yet to work on. How much more groundedness, awareness is rising from under that foot. Okay, let me find the ball. Let's run off. Let's go on to the other side. I'm very lucky here. I have this wonderful frangipani tree, so we have frangipani flowers falling off down onto the lotus feet. So once again, inhaling, exhaling, push very lightly, roll from the front all the way to the back, deep into the foot, insides of the feet, inner arches. Exhaling, inhaling, so we're drawing back into life, resetting, and then exhale, inviting life just to flow again. Outside of the foot, feel the outer line soften. Just go again at your own pace, so not too hard, not too soft, just the right feeling. When the plantar fascia in the foot just starts to release and open. Make sure we're touching all areas of the foot, all the way into the heel. We come around to the front, kidney 1 point. Spread the knuckles of the toes, grab with the toes, inhale, exhale. Sink down, a little bit of pressure through the knee, ankle into the foot. Release, soften. Inhale. Exhale. Sink down. Inhale. Exhale. So this time, let's take an inhale. Exhale, grab with the toes, spread the knuckles, keep that depth, and roll the ball all the way to the back of the heel. Release, inhale, all the way to the front. Grab, toes, inhale, exhale, slightly different line. all the way through. So here I'm going slightly on the outside of the foot, all the way into the heel. Step back, release, inhale. One more time, grab the ball, exhale, press. And then release. Secure your ball so it doesn't run off. Feel the shake out through the sole of the foot, ankle, knee. And bring both feet onto the earth. Just feel for a moment how wonderful both feet, like eyes in the soles of your feet. The lotus awareness on the earth, awake and alive. So at this point, I invite us to come and sit down onto the ground. Just to bring one leg out in front of the body. Maybe you would like a cushion, something to prop yourself up, but just where we can relax the fascia in the thigh, all the tissues. Then just grab the hand as if we're rolling them around the bone. All the way into the knee. Giving soft, fluid release. Again, feeling each area. Almost feels like we're rolling nice warm dough. Maybe you can feel all the way through into the bone, all the way through the knee. So keep rolling, releasing. And then we can move down into the calf. Same again. Roll through the calf, roly-poly with the breath. All the way down. Sides, top around the knee. So everything you can feel as we move side to side, all the fascia, all the tissues, just opening, releasing. And we can take our hands, rub our hands, place them either side of the knee. And we stimulate knee, rubbing, bioenergy, prana, back into the knee. Rub the hands down to the ankle. Same again. Rub through the ankle. Full attention inside the joints. So as I direct my flow, I'm directing it into the joint, directing it into the tissues. We'll pat through the feet, soles of the feet, sides of the feet, into the ankles. Up through the calf. Back of the knee, sides of the knee, top of the knee. Up into the thigh. Bringing blood flow and even more aliveness into the tissues. And then we can wipe down any excess energy that's stuck on the surface of the skin. Just wipe it down, knee, ankle. And let's move into the other side. So, roly-poly through all the tissues, giving them space, feeling each layer of fascia, superficial, deep, having space, separating, opening, inviting hyaluronic acid, the fluids to nurture and stabilize all the tissues, blood flow, being invited back really deep into all the tissues and the joints. Around the knee, come into the calf. Roly-poly through the calf. Feel that softness, fluidity, all the way through into the bones. Keep awareness, breath flowing. rubbing hands. And then here we just take that direct into the knee. As if your knee was a bank account. Your hands are full of nutritious energy. We're bringing that energy deep inside the joint. Rubbing the hands. Let's do this into the ankle joint. Making sure all parts of the ankle are stimulated and opened. And then tapping through. Feet, tops, bottom, toes, to the ankles. Through into the calf. To the knee. Into the thigh. Wiping down all the way off the toes. Any energy stuck in the knees, the ankles, off the tips of the toes. And then last part, just lie onto our backs, lift our legs up into the air, support if you feel, just free flow. Just allowing your legs to be like clouds. Not really sure what direction they're going to want to move in. Just seem here to have a life of their own. Feeling that new aliveness, depths of movement, release, and opening. First of all, just place your feet on the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Last part, just spend time with that new feeling, that new aliveness, that new openness. All the tingling, the life, the kinesthetic awareness of the shape and the feeling of each of the joints. Happy, smiling, open, release. So thank you all so much for joining me today. May your legs, your ankles, and your feet be happy into every step in your life.